Bill O'Reilly here, Thursday, October 28th, 2021. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening across our nation. Immigrant arrests plummet under President Biden. The government issues the first gender-neutral passport. Polls show more Americans worried about inflation than COVID. Cigarette sales rise for the first time in 20 years. Also ahead, canceling Halloween. Why are they doing that? But first, arrests of illegal immigrants already living in the USA dropping sharply under Joe Biden. Just 70,000 people were detained by ICE during the fiscal year 2021, which ended September 30th. That figure was 145,000 for Donald Trump's last year in office, a 50% decline under Biden. At least 1.7 million people have illegally entered the USA in the previous 12 months. And there are even more than that because those are just the ones encountered by federal authorities. Now, the problem is so bad that Joe Biden doesn't want to visit the border. He says he doesn't have time. So the American people are left with a situation where this problem will continue. The State Department offering Americans a third gender option on the passport. Starting early next year, people can choose male, female, or the letter X. The U.S. Special Envoy for LGBTQ rights praising the decision, saying, quote, "When a person obtains identity documents that reflect their true identity, they live with greater dignity." Well, I wouldn't want to be going to Pakistan with a passport that says X. A survey from Fox News says more Americans are concerned about inflation than the pandemic. 82% believe high prices pose a grave threat to the nation compared to 74% worried about the virus. Finally, more Americans are lighting up this year. The sale of tobacco products rising for the first time in 2 decades. Marlboro executives say more Americans turned to tobacco during the COVID shutdown out of boredom and depression. That makes sense with this caveat. If COVID doesn't kill you, cigarettes will. In a moment, canceling Halloween. It's an outrage. Right back. Are you looking for your next investment? Bill O'Reilly here. There are 7 reasons to look at the NRIA Real Estate Development Fund. Monthly cash flow payouts of 10% annualized. Bonuses to 21% targeted. They strategically locate in lower risk, high demand areas people want to move to. New construction is short on supply. Real estate affords diversification and safety from stock market risk. Their short and long-term strategy provides for steady returns right now. NRIA is an industry leader with a 15-year proven track record. So, if you've been sitting on the sidelines or want to diversify, start your due diligence at nria.net. Or you can call 800-800-1414. That's easy. 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at nria.net.
Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. The woke cancel culture is a bad thing. My opinion, but I believe many Americans agree with me. Here's an example. Halloween. Most kids love that. But the cancel fascists despise Halloween. Schools in Washington State, Massachusetts, Michigan, and other places canceling Halloween parties to promote equity. The decision to drop the pumpkin parade at Seattle's Benjamin Franklin Day School came from the administration's racial equity team. We need that in grammar schools, don't we? According to the team, Hollywood costumes and loud noises make some students feel uncomfortable and afraid. Well, boo! Some administrators claim the costumes pose a financial hardship for lower income and minority families. That's bull. When I was a kid, money was tight, so we made our own costumes and had fun doing it. However, woke monsters want to ban the following costumes. Ready? Pocahontas and Tonto, the Lone Ranger's associate, out. Aladdin, Mulan, Tiger Lily, gone. Sombreros, ponchos, fake mustaches, sorry Groucho Marx, pregnant women, police officers, hobos, soldiers, prisoners, religious figures like priests or rabbis. Don't you dare go in costume for any of the above. Isn't this ridiculous? I mean, come on. This is so bad because it reflects a serious side to American society. The march toward a totalitarian society where the culture police, the far left zealots, dictate what is acceptable in public. Halloween is just another step in that direction. So don't come to my house for trick or treat if you are woke. And all costumes will be welcome by me unless they are cruel and meant to diminish people. Wearing a sombrero does not reflect poorly on Mexicans. It's a compliment. It looks good. Clint Eastwood had one. What's going on here? I will tell you once again that the far left wants to wipe out all American tradition. This is what Mao Zedong did in China with the Great Revolution, the Cultural Revolution there beginning in 1949. Look it up. Mao wiped out all Chinese cultural expressions and replaced them with communist propaganda blather. If you go to China today, you won't see anything but totalitarianism. That's what the far left wants here. And they use race and gender to promote it. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. For more honest news analysis, please go to BillO'Reilly.com. You can reach me, by the way, Bill@BillO'Reilly.com. Name and town if you wish to opine. In a moment, something you might not know. The Untitled Towers Foundation honoring America's heroes and their families with 200 mortgage-free homes this year. Amazing. In a moving tribute to the fallen, the foundation's chairman and CEO walked from the Pentagon to Shanksville, Pennsylvania, then on to Ground Zero, more than 500 miles through 6 states in 42 days. Thanks to your support, the foundation brought Towers of Light back to the Pentagon and Shanksville memorials in remembrance. And in a first for America, the foundation read aloud the names of those who lost their lives to 9/11 related illness. On Veterans Day, another first will arrive. The foundation is reading aloud the names of people lost in the war on terror. So please do some good and help America never forget. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. That's T, the number 2, T.org. Great cause. Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 135 years ago today, leaders from Washington and Paris, France, gathered in New York Harbor. President Grover Cleveland officially dedicated a 151-foot monument to the cause of freedom. The Statue of Liberty had arrived. Here is the story. Originally known as Liberty Enlightening the World, the work was proposed by France to commemorate the Franco-American alliance during the Revolutionary War. In February 1877, Congress approved the use of a site on a tiny island off Manhattan. 7 years later, the statue was completed in France, then disassembled and brought to America, where a cornerstone had been laid. In June 1885, the statue arrived. in 200 shipping containers, each weighing more than a ton. That's a big haul. And it was put together here on Liberty Island. Hundreds of workers reassembled the monument. The final plaque was fitted October 28th, 1886. More than 1 million people attended the opening ceremony. 6 years after the dedication, an immigration processing facility was opened on nearby Ellis Island. From that point on, the Statue of Liberty would be known all over the world as a beacon of freedom for those fleeing oppression. From 1892 to 1954, 15 million immigrants entered the USA at Ellis Island, and this country was glad to have them. And here's something else you might not know. Lady Liberty's famous motto was added 17 years after President Cleveland dedicated the statue. In 1903, a poem called The New Colossus by Emma Lazarus was added to the lower pedestal of the statue that welcomed migrants. It reads, quote, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, yearning to breathe free," unquote. The Statue of Liberty remains one of the most popular tourist attractions in the world. Each year, at least 5 million people visit the island in New York Harbor. As one who goes there often, the statue is magnificent. Back after this. Fellow Americans, Bill O'Reilly here. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's noticed the state of our great nation has changed dramatically, and with it, the world's rock-solid confidence in the U.S. dollar. Thanks to our government's out-of-control spending, many believe we'll see dark days ahead for the dollar. That's why today millions of Americans are putting a portion of their savings in gold and silver. And with their sterling reputation, American Hartford Gold is the only company I am happy to put my name behind. All it takes to get started is a short phone call, and they'll have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA. Plus, tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $1,500 of free silver on your first order. Call 877-444-GOLD-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. That's 877-444-GOLD-GOLD or text GOLD to 65532. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.